Welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today we're finishing up this 2013 QX56. Came to us from Indiana with a crank position sensor code. We did some diagnostic on it, looked it over, ran some tests, inspected the flywheel for damage, and even though I didn't see any damage to the flywheel itself, I decided we needed to put a flywheel in it. We ended up putting our flywheel in it. The customer authorized the repair. We also did a O2 sensor while we were at it because it had an O2 sensor code for Bank 1 Sensor 1, which was solved with the repair. Before, this car wouldn't even drive. It would go into limp mode as soon as you accelerated above 20 miles an hour. And now it's actually drivable, which is the goal. Let's let this car come by. It'll be just a second. And we will get moving for our final test drive on this one. The gentleman from Indiana is on his way actually this morning to come pick this thing up. Wanted to take it for one more drive just to make sure all is well. We're driving through the gears and it feels good. So we're gonna ship this one today. The engine soon light is back on after a couple of drive cycles. It came on due to a catalytic converter efficiency code Bank 1 Sensor 1. So he's gonna fix that on his side. He didn't wanna, I get it. He's got his own people to do that. That's fine. We're just here to help move things along the line. We've been doing a lot of these Infiniti QX56, QX80 vehicles. They're kind of the flagship SUV for Infiniti. They're pretty expensive trucks, and people are deciding to put a lot more money into their older vehicles these days than in the past. This one wasn't too bad, but it came to us after a engine replacement was done. So let me get this thing back to the shop and I'll show you the flywheel, because that's the damage that, or the damaged part that resolved our issue on this vehicle. Well, in case you guys didn't know, I know a lot of the stuff we do on our channel is hot rods and muscle car stuff. Heck, we even work on muscle chipper shredders. I'm doing an engine rebuild on this AMC powered wood chipper from 1972, just because I think it's cool and I need the equipment to do some work. So sometimes necessity is the root reason we do some of this stuff. But we do a lot of different stuff. We work on muscle cars. This one's getting a repower, updated engine, exhaust, CVF serpentine belt drive system, and an ACES fuel injection system, which we are about ready to fire this thing with the new parts I got in for it today. So that's getting exciting. We overcame some obstacles on here that we didn't know we had, and then we had to figure them out. This one here is actually a 6-liter diesel. We did a full rebuild on, 20 over bore, new pistons, rings, bearings, new H-pop, new injectors, new Ford oil cooler, bulletproofdiesel.com water pump. These things are amazing. And we also use the bulletproofdiesel.com H-core EGR coolers. These things are pretty awesome. They've really kind of taken the EGR cooler game to another level. And they're the only people we use for EGR coolers. This engine's actually going back into an Excursion 2004. Hopefully in the next week or two. Put my rear cover on, my top cover on, and then I can drop this in over the front rails and get that truck going back together. We also work on a lot of modern stuff, like this Mazda we're doing a transmission replacement in. And then we've got a Subaru over here. We did a rear hub bearing, timing belt, valve cover gaskets, coolant service, basic maintenance stuff. That's what pays our bills, because not everybody has a hot rod they can spend a bunch of money on to have us fix. So this is the type of stuff we work on that actually pays our bills in this shop. Now, let's not forget, well, today we're Got a Nissan in for a transmission and a Toyota in for some struts, wiper motors. And back to this diesel stuff, we actually do diesel trucks. We do a lot of 6 liters and Cummins. This one here is actually a 6 liter diesel. We did a full rebuild on, 20 over bore, new pistons, rings, bearings, new H-pop, new injectors, new Ford oil cooler, bulletproofdiesel.com water pump. These things are amazing. And we also use the bulletproofdiesel.com H-core EGR coolers. These things are pretty awesome. They've really kind of taken the EGR cooler game to another level. And they're the only people we use for EGR coolers. This engine's actually going back into an Excursion 2004. Hopefully in the next week or two. Put my rear cover on, my top cover on, and then I can drop this in over the front rails and get that truck going back together. So just a little look at some of the stuff we do here at the shop. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Have a great day. Wheel and tire service. We have an Auto 34 from Hunter Engineering, and we also have a Hunter Road Force balancer for really getting your wheel and tire packages put together the way they need to be. We also use our Hunter alignment machine. Of course, I've been using it as a workbench because I'm doing some home remodeling projects, so it's time for me to sweep this mess up. But our state-of-the-art Hunter aligner is used daily, multiple times. We do alignments for some of the local body shops, a lot of our local customers, and for race cars that even come to us from out of state. So to say we have a lot of little different things that we do is an understatement. We often refer to ourselves as a general repair shop. Generally, we repair everything. Well, that's about it for this car today. He's on his way to pick it up. Oh, I wanted to show you the flywheel. Hang on a second. Let me grab that flywheel real quick. I'll show you what's going on with it because it's got some finicky things that it needs taken care of. So this is the flywheel off of a QX56 or a QX80, the 5.6 quad cam V8 engine, 400 horsepower from Infiniti and Nissan. It's a great engine. It's pretty complicated. It's got a lot going on, but the biggest problem we've seen with these flywheels is when one of these tabs gets bent. Honestly, when they get hit, they actually crack. We actually cracked this one taking it apart because the converter hub into the back of the crankshaft was stuck. We actually had to pry the converter out of the back of the engine, which was very strange considering this engine was just put into this car. But I did see some marks on a couple of the teeth when I was inspecting it out of the car, or when it was still in the car, and the flywheel was indexed correctly, but the support plate was indexed 180 out, which was awkward. But more than likely one of these teeth got bumped when the engine was going into the car, and that's what was causing our code. You can try to bend these tabs back, but oftentimes when you bend these, they will just crack and break off because this is a super brittle piece. Also, Infiniti and Nissan both, in their technician data, they don't want you touching this with a magnet. They don't want you to magnetize any of these tabs because it'll give a strange RF signal. So, you know, things you don't think about that are possibilities that could cause an issue. Like if he dropped a bolt and fished it out with a magnet and hit this thing with a magnet, that possibly could have been part of our problem as to why we were getting an erroneous crank position sensor code. So there you have it. Modern technology, modern stuff. Sometimes it can be finicky, but it can all be fixed. At any rate, we're going to ship this one off when the gentleman gets here. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. You guys have a great day. We'll see you on the next one. Not sure what that's going to be. I'm probably gonna get this Barracuda running and get it up on the chassis dyno so we can get it programmed and get that back to its customer because it's been here too long. I have a Cadillac coming in for he wants a hot rod Cadillac, so we're going to be doing a 425 Cadillac DeVille for burnouts. So that thing's going to be awesome. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Have a great day.